All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how the kingdom of heaven is the next kingdom that's up to be ruling. And if any of you people have got a problem with that, well, try and see if you can carve yourself out your own kingdom in that time, right? If you got a problem that the kingdom of heaven's next up, then try and see if you can try and carve yourself out your own portion, man, because everyone's going to get their own chance in the days to come, right? The power of their works is going to stand in their own hand. To any of you people that have got a problem with the Israelite men in particular ruling over you, try and do something about it then. This is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. If any of you people have got a problem with that, right, well, try and see if you can try and stop it then, right? Try and see. Or you don't want a so-called black man ruling over you, all right, try and do something about it then. Esau's trying to do something about it right now. He's trying to make everyone take a charagma so he can control the whole people, all the people on the earth, right? He's trying, excuse me, he's trying to do something about it. He's trying to, right? But what about you other people, all you women and that? You've got a problem, all you Israelite women. What are you doing about it though? Apart from just trying to side with Esau, what are you trying to do to have the world that you're talking about, man, where you think women are supposed to rule, where you think it's girls rule, men rule and all that, and you're just going to be ruling up the world and men are going to be doing whatever you want them to do? Like, what is it that women actually even think that men are supposed to do on this earth? Go to work for as unlimited hours, yeah, come home and give you all their paycheck, and then you women can just commit adultery on as many men as you want, but you don't want it to be called adultery. What is it that you women want, right? All you women have got such complaints about what you've got a grievance within this world, but what is it that you really want though? Have you even wrote it down and really quantified what it is that you actually claim you want to see from the earth in general? We know what we want as men. As Israelite men, we know what we want. We want to be in a position where we're ruling the world and where the world is governed by Yahweh's laws, meaning that we as Israelite men can have unlimited amounts of wives. If we want to have one wife, that's up to us. But if we want to have on whatever number it goes as much far away from one, we can have that amount as well. Where it's illegal to break the Sabbath, where everybody's wearing unmixed fabrics, right? Where no one's going to wear mixed fabric clothes, where it becomes illegal to eat pork, right? Where men are not marring the sides of their head and their beard, where men have beards when they can grow them, right? They're not clean shaven and raising it off. This is just a few things that we want to see from the world, man. We want our nation to be in charge, and we don't want to have to go to our enemy for the want of anything. But what is it that you women say that you want, man? We know what Esau wants. Esau wants to give every single person on the earth a charagma. He wants a cashless society, right? He wants people to own nothing and be happy, right? He wants to make smart cities, 15-minute cities, so that it's easier to track people. We know what he wants because Esau, they're men as well. So they've made it very clear what they want. They're making it real clear. They want a population that's around 500 million globally, because that's easier to control than the amount that it is now, which is coming up to 8 billion, if it isn't already 8 billion. We kind of know what they want, because they're making it clear what they want. Just like how us as Israelite men are making it clear what we want, right? But you women on this earth, of any of you nations, you ain't making it clear what you want, because you don't really know, do you? Because Eve had the Garden of Eden to live in, and she still wasn't even happy with that. She weren't happy with the Garden of Eden. And let's make no mistake about it, none of you women that are alive right now are living in the Garden of Eden. So what is it that you want? You want to be able to be a harlot and not be called a harlot. Like, that's one of the things that you say. But how's that working out for you? Because some of the men don't even know that you're as much of a harlot as you are. and you still feel guilty about being a harlot, the proof is that is when you get asked your body count, you don't want to say. So what is it that you women are so desirous to receive, man? Why is it that the people that's lives that are actually the easiest are going on like they're so hard done by? Because the Israelite man has everyone trying to have some expectations of him and trying to tell him what to do. They're even trying to tell him how to vote now. He's even got his own woman trying to tell him how to vote, which he shouldn't be voting anyway. But I'm just talking about in the base sense of this world. He's even got his woman trying to tell him how to vote, thinking that she's in charge of how everyone should be voting in the family. She's trying to even tell him that. And then you've got former presidents trying to tell him how to vote. Everyone's trying to tell him what to do, right? Then the children, they get told what to do by their father and by their mother. But the Israelite woman and the women in general, they don't think that no one should be able to tell them anything. When the benefits that they've got in this world, they didn't fight for those physically themselves. Neither would they, right? Neither would they be prepared to, man. And it's being exposed that you women are just as evil, if not way worse. Well, really you're worse, ain't you? We know that you're worse, right? We know that you're worse, man. The Israelite men, we know that you women are worse than the men. We know it. We know it, man. Right? Sirach chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right? And we also know that the Bible says that you women's hearts are snares and nets, because you have not been able to quantify the world that you actually desire to see. Like, what is it that you're actually expecting to happen? You want to have multiple husbands? Okay. Well, explain how that works then. Explain how all of those men will be able to have children with you. Explain how that would work, and all you men that think that. So the man's going to have to wait about, what, a year? He'll have to wait a year for him to be able to get a child with you, because somebody else has already gave you one now. Somebody else has already impregnated you now. So now he's got to wait a year to have a child with you. Okay. And if that became the new system of how people give birth, yeah, that would mean that while you women have got multiple husbands. So let's say there's a woman that's got 10 husbands, for example. It would take 10 years then for every single one of those husbands to have one child with you. So that's 10 years, 10 children. Whereas in the way where the man has multiple wives, 10, in 1 week, he could have impregnated all of them women. And depending on what kind of man you're talking about, it could be a lot less days than that. And in 1 year, there's going to be 10 new humans born. And maybe more if the women have twins or triplets or quadruplets, anything like that. So you women have not considered all the things that you women say. You don't understand anything, man. Really, it seems like you're not good rulers in any kind of way. And the proof of that is that the Israelite nation had women ruling over it. And look at it. Like, really look at it, man. Look at the scumbags that is produced. When you see a lot of these, which to the 2/3 term has kind of been pushed towards mainly that street kind of Israelite, right? Because that's like the king of the 2/3, man. That's like the top of the left-hand side of the nation of Israel, really, man, because that's the thing that all of the different categories of 2/3 respect that. And they kind of somewhat, in some way, try and emulate that, man. But when you see those 2/3 of that street culture, what you're almost really seeing is an Israelite man, or is like an Israelite woman in an Israelite man's body, and how them men act would be how an Israelite woman would act if she was a man. If she had the physicality of a man, that's how she would act. Just running around, drive-bying up the streets, man. Just acting like a complete demon. And that's why a lot of these 2/3 of that type, right, that have all that street culture and have all the dreads and that stuff in their hair, don't when the Israelite woman try and be on that LG stuff, don't she emulate that. Isn't that the man that she tries to copy? Isn't that the go-to, man? You got this demon woman, young MA. Doesn't she pretty much look like all of these Chicago rappers? She's pretty much emulated that, hasn't she? Because that's what she desires. That's what she thinks a man is. A man with a money roll in his pocket, simping, running around trying to pay a woman's whole bills and that. And when you emulate how these women are that are right? These women that are on that LG stuff, right? They are way like they move like a predator out here, bro. They move like a predator out here. Men have to have game and flow. They have to be able to speak with their mouth and all that. Them women that are on that LG stuff, they don't do none of that. They just run up to a women and grab them, mate. So I don't know which part is in this world that women are thinking that they've got some game. They ain't got no game. They've got games and their heart snares and nets. But they don't know. They don't know how to rule the world for real, man. They don't know. Sirach chapter 25 verse 16, I'd rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. So if that's what the Bible says about a wicked woman, just in a one-to-one basis, well then how much more a wicked woman ruling a country? People would leave the country, man, and bounce and go back to their own land. People ain't gonna wouldn't want to live in a country ruled by a wicked woman. People wouldn't want to work in a company ruled by a wicked woman. And you women your own selves, you know that you don't like having a female boss a lot of the time. You don't even like it. But here's the good news for all you people out there. Since you got a problem with the way how Yahweh said that the kingdom's going to go. And that, in fact, let me get this first. Right? This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And the kingdom's getting ready to be translated from Esau to Jacob. But you people have got a problem with that. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. The people that are going to be profitable are the Israelites, because we're going to have the new covenant in our minds, meaning we're going to do all of Yahweh's laws perfectly. We're not going to be hypocritical rulers. If someone's not sinning, we're not going to punish them for no reason. Whereas in this world, an Israelite can follow all of Esau's laws and get success by it, and they're still going to be mad. They're going to be like, nah, it wasn't supposed to work for you. And they're going to find a way to try and screw him over. Whereas in the kingdom of heaven, if we see an Ishmaelite that's keeping all of the Yahweh's laws to the best of his ability and he's somewhat sinning and gets punished, but he's not breaking no major ones, we ain't going to start hating, oh man, he might end up keeping all 613 and become immortal like this. We already know that's not going to happen. But we ain't going to get mad and try and sabotage him. Try and turn his clock back a few hours so that he breaks the Sabbath. We ain't going to do that. We're going to want him to keep the laws. Because we don't want the world to be dirty, man, and disgusting. We want you people to, we don't want to have to fly down from off our chariots and start getting it popping and have to make you people know, don't try to test. We're not going to, there's going to come time we're not going to want to do that. We might want to just relax, man. But if you people have to make us not relax no more, because that's what we like to do as Israelite Jakes, man. We like to relax our spirit, man. We ain't really with all that madness. We ain't overbearing like that, man. But we will be ruling with a rod of iron. So when you nations make us have to step down from off the thrones to come and rule over you with a rod of iron, we're gonna do it, man. Because we love Yahweh, our Father, that we're gonna have so much respect for giving us the power to rule anyway. Because look at when we compare our lives now, when we're gonna compare our lives now and then, we're gonna be like, man, it's so much better now, which will be in the future. We're like, man, it's so much better now than it was in the past, which will be now. So we're gonna never want it to go back like that, which it won't ever go back like that, because we're gonna be under the new covenant anyway. Now, here's the good news, or maybe it's bad news for some of you people, because you're gonna find out the reality about yourselves. But since you don't like the way how Yahweh's setting it up, right, and you're like, oh nah, I don't want the Israelite man thinks he's gonna have multiple wives in the kingdom. Nah. First of all, yeah, first of all, second of all, third of all, we are going to, and you're not going to be able to do nothing about it, all you Israelite women, man. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. So there ain't no first of all. There ain't no second of all. There ain't no I could not do it. You won't do it then. You're gonna perish and be born under the new covenant. And the thing that's funny is some of you women ain't even gonna make the cut to be part of having to worry about whether you're gonna be multiple wives anyway. Some of you women ain't gonna have to worry about being a man's first, second, third, or even a runner-up wife. You ain't gonna have to worry about that. You ain't gonna be getting chosen. So don't worry about it. Worry about, you better find out where you're gonna learn self-defense. You better find out whatever it is that you think you're gonna need to do to overcome the day of the Lord, because you don't believe in Yahweh anyway. So you better get yourself on the internet, yeah, and start figuring out mechanics, engineering, and try and come up with a way to make yourself a chariot, right? Because you're gonna need one. You might need to find yourself a way to make an underground bunker, depending on where you live. If you live in America, don't even waste your time making an underground bunker, because that whole land is getting it. But if you live outside of America, you better start trying to get into construction, engineering, STEM. You know what I mean? STEM roles, yeah, and figure out how you're gonna escape this time without the Lord, which is not possible, by the way. You better figure out something, because a lot of you women that have got a complaint about multiple wives, I don't know what you're complaining for. You ain't gonna be chosen as one anyway. Them men that of the elect ain't gonna want you, so you ain't gonna have to worry your little head about, oh, I could never be a second wife. You ain't gonna have to worry about being a fourth wife. Never mind second. That's too high for you. You talking about? You women have got complaints about being a second wife in this world, but you don't mind being 100th side chick though, do you? Oh, a fifth wife's too low for you, but 100th side chick is all right, innit? A Dubai, you know what, is okay though, innit? Getting Nutella put on your head and that, yeah, which is not Nutella really though, is it, sweetheart? It's something else, ain't it? You know what I mean? That's not really chocolate spread that was on your head mixed with peanut butter, was it? That's something more gross and more heinous than that, isn't it, love? Yeah? But you've got a complaint about being a multiple wives. But you ain't got a complaint about being like Andrex. You know what I mean? Like, you women are gross, fam. Lost, bruv. And you need to, let me just say it like this, man. You need to fix up, star. Straight up, man. 2 chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And even all you other nations, man, outside of Esau, you didn't even really come up with a way that you wanted to rule. All you've done is copied Esau's idea, and you want to have your own heathen twist on it, man. You punks. Moab's got his own social credit and all that, what he's trying to do. And he's ahead of Esau right now in the timeline, right? But he's just trying to copy what Esau came up with his own Moabite twist on it. So they're going to do all of that, but they're going to eat octopus in their kingdom. They're going to do the same thing as Esau, but they're going to eat octopus and eat flipping abalone, which is some like weird, bogged out shell creature thing that looks absolutely disgusting, that I would not want to ever eat in my life. You know what I mean? And then the Hamites, they want to have the same thing as Esau, but they're going to let a cow wheel on their head so that they can have red dyed hair when they do it. And then Ishmael is going to do his, but then he wants to be able to do his and read his book at the same time but Esau is going to have it and not read that book because Esau don't believe in no other God. Like, you people are a joke, man. Y'all don't really, nah. You got a problem with the Israelite man ruling. Your thing that you're trying to set up is not going to work. Any of you people, it's not going to. It's going to look like it's going to work, so that you nations can say peace and safety, but that's when the destruction is going to come, especially for Esau. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. In fact, verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're trying to set up civil wars in terms of, oh man, the people at the low level are gonna be against each other, but they don't understand that the rage is gonna go up to all categories, man. When you watch the movie Purge, right? They tried to have it to where, okay, you can purge the lower level citizens, but government officials are off limits. No, in the time in the thing that Yahweh's setting up, everyone's gonna be on limits. If anyone gets seen, they're gonna be in the mix. They ain't gonna be, oh nah, I'm not in it because no, everyone's gonna be in it, man. Everyone. Ain't gonna be no one that can say, oh no, I'm not playing. No, you're playing. You're on the playground, which is gonna be Earth. So you're in the game, man. And there ain't gonna be no secret word to try and get out of it. Nah. Everyone's gonna be in it, man. Everyone's gonna be in on the pain of that day, man. And the elect of the nation of Israel are gonna be kept by Yahweh from the dangers of that time. Esau ain't gonna have no secret. The elites ain't gonna have no secret code word that means "don't touch me." They ain't gonna be no nah. They ain't gonna be what was the word in what was the word in They Clone Tyrone? Olympia Black. They ain't gonna be able to say Olympia Black and then everyone just freezes. Nah. They'll say Olympia and they're gonna get given a black eye in that time, man. Ain't nothing gonna work. And the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And if when men are afraid, women are terrified. And there's YouTube channels out there that talk about the atrocities of war, and the main people that catch hell in war is women. Adult females are the main ones that catch hell during times of war, man. The main ones. And that's why it's so funny that they don't have respect and manners when the world's peaceful. And it's amazing that they exhibit such pride when the world's peaceful, because when the world's not peaceful, they are their value goes down so much. It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. And if you're a woman and that stumbles across this video, I would recommend that you look up the kind of things that happened to women in World War One and World War Two. And if that doesn't humble you and make you realize that you're going to need the Lord Yahweh to help you overcome that time, well, I don't know what to say for you. You might be unhelped. You might be not able to be helped, man. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, but because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So women ain't going to be getting no pity neither. No women and children first. That's not going to exist in that time. Oh, the building's on fire. Let the women and children go first. But I'm near the exit, mate. Nah, you stay in here and burn. Let the women and children go first, okay? But I don't want to burn to death either. No, sorry, mate. Let the women and children go first. You think men are going to be accepting that? When they've been watching All Fresh and Fit, all these different podcasts, all these street interviews, it's not complicated and all that, where these women get street interviews and all that. All these different street interviews where they're at the nightlife and they're hearing how women are talking. Then they're seeing how easy it is for women to get just easy, like a woman says, hot tour, spit on that thing, you get me? She becomes a millionaire. You know what I mean? But a man might be a highly skilled artist and ain't even got 5 figures. Didn't they put it out there that the NBA didn't make more money? All the men of the NBA didn't make more money than the women that are on OnlyFans? So men have took account of this stuff and they're like, nah, that's a joke. And women are not going to be able to handle all that anger and all that pride that they've exhibited, right? Them receiving the same thing from the men towards them. Because they didn't have a problem exhibiting pride and disrespect towards men. But when the men start to now, in the time where all hell's breaking loose, and the men start showing them women the same exact pride, just eating some food right in front of them. And the women are going to be crying, oh, please, can I have some? Nah. all this whole shop, yeah, we've commandeered this, and you ain't getting none of it. That's the kind of things that men are gonna be doing, man. Men might burn women's products that only women need, just burn it down. You think they won't? You think they won't? When the lockdown came and people was thinking that they might have C19, wasn't they going in the stores and licking every single apple in the store? Wasn't people doing that? Wasn't people climbing on top of the vegetables and the fruits and just trying to make snow angels on there? You know what I mean? Just on the fruit, jumping up and down in it, man. Wasn't people doing that? Wasn't people deliberately trying to cough in people's face? And a lot of the people that I saw doing that were women, actually. A lot of the people that I saw doing that stuff were women. A lot of the people that I saw overly hogging tissue was women. I saw men do it too, but the main one that's in doing some of that hogging of tissue and stuff like that was women, man. Y'all got the whole trolley, like looking like Jenga, just stacked up to the brim, having to hold the handles and lean her head round every single toilet roll, playing Tetris with toilet rolls, man, trying to figure a way to get them all in there. So you think men, when all hell breaks loose, ain't gonna, oh, women are gonna need these products. Let me store some in the back. No, they're gonna be like, women are gonna need all these products, and they were proud. I'm gonna burn all the whole aisle down, and I'm gonna burn all the makeup aisle down too. You think some people won't do stuff like that? You think they won't? You think they won't? Or steal it, hoard it all up, and make women have to do things for them for that stuff, for those necessities or for those luxuries that they know women want. You think they won't use it as a bargaining tool to you women, man? You think they won't? Men can handle a life that's way worse than the women, man. Men can handle a way more grimy life than women. Way more. Women don't even understand how much different it is. Floyd Mayweather's got all them houses and all that, and all them cars and that. He's got that stuff because of women. He's got that stuff because of women, man. That's the stuff he knows that women like. Right? That's the stuff he knows that women like, man. Men don't care about all that kind of stuff, really. They get that stuff because they know that women like that stuff. Now, some of it, they might want to have that kind of stuff to show their work and show what they've earned throughout their achievements in their life. But it's still mostly because women require that. Women like that stuff. Why men get all of that? Men can turn it off, man, and just live it grimy. Women can't, though. Not really. Not really, man. Verse 24, behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them, like they have done yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. And the main person that they did things to is the Israelite man. Now, I'm not going to try and take away the evils that happened to the Israelite woman, because there's actually a reason why the Israelite woman's so bugged out. She's been damn near part of a major psychological experiment, man, to see how much they can turn a woman against the men of her nation. And it succeeded beautifully. But yet we still don't have to forgive the Israelite woman right now for her viewing us as more of an enemy to her than the people that screwed her over, which is what she does right now. She actually believes in her. When I remember there was a Ice Cube, man. Ice Cube was having a meeting with Vivica Fox and a couple of other Israelite women that are around the same age as him, man. And he was talking about how we need to write a letter to the president and talk about what we need, because we always get marginalized and they never want to help us, right? And he said we need to write something down for so-called black people. And don't you know that these Israelite women were saying, just trying to fan down all of his suggestions, right? But then when he said, okay, I'm willing and open to suggestions, you can help me with some suggestions, they never gave none. So they wanted to just knock down his ideas, but they never had any of their own ideas, man. And they were saying, you haven't got nothing in there for black women. And he said, hang on, but these things about so-called black people, He never said it in so-called. He never said so-called black people because they believe we're black people or whatever. But he said that you haven't got any. They said we haven't got anything in there for the black women, and it was like handgun because it's for all of us as a nation. And it's like, nah, we need something specifically for us, which just shows that they think that they're separate from us. Really, they want to be separate, man. They don't want to be joined onto us. If they can't be joined onto Esau, which is what they really desire, they don't want to be joined onto nothing. They want to be separate. And if they do want to join, they want to be joined onto Esau, man. So when all hell breaks loose, see if Esau allows you in, right? See if Esau is going to allow, say, you know what, forget Esau. I need Eve, because she did so good screwing up the Israelite man over. So I'm going to allow her to sit on my right hand and rule this NWO with me. You think that he's going to do that for you? Yeah, right, man. He hates you as well. And he really thinks, man, you women ain't really that trustworthy, because look how I was able to deceive you against the best men that exist on the earth. I was able to turn you Israelite women against these men that really actually everything that they're saying about me is actually true. They're saying I'm the devil. You know what? They're right, I am. That's what Esau thinks when he's by himself. Man, how are these stupid? These Israelite women are stupid. They really are stupid, because I've been able to turn them against the man that's supposed to be ruling over me. He don't really respect you. He knows you're a bunch of idiots, man. That he was able to turn against the man that he's scared to really admit who he really is. Esau's are scared to admit who we really are. And you Israelite women actually believe in Esau's lies about us. But he don't tell the truth about who we really are, man. A lot of you people, you don't really understand what you've done, man. And since you got a problem with the Israelite man ruling, let's see if you can carve yourself a way out and get your own thing. And you're gonna find out you can't, man. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. So once we get that position of being the rulers, we're never gonna lose it ever again. And all dominions shall serve and obey him. So all you women of our nation are gonna be in part of that. You're going to be in a lower position than the Israelite man. You're going to be a higher position than the men of any other nation. But you're not going to be a higher position than the Israelite man, though, which is what you want right now in your mind. But in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to realize how foolish that was. And you're going to be apologizing. And you're going to be proper women and wives in that time. And you know what? You're going to be forgiven too by the Israelite man. You'll be forgiven. But a lot of you are going to have to go through death through pain on this side in order to even be forgiven, man. And a lot of you other Israelite women that are going to be made as the first batch of wives in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to have to go through a lot of hell too, a lot of you, for your pride, man. And you're going to end up seeing how valuable the Israelite man is. Yahweh's going to make them be something that you ain't never seen before, man. And you're going to know that you can't try and rule over those men. But I'm going to end the lesson there, man, because I've been realizing that everyone's got a problem with the Israelite man ruling, yeah? But they ain't even really thought about what they would want to do if they was in charge. Esau's considering what he wants to do. He's putting his plan right now in front of everyone's eyes. But the women, for the most part, they ain't even, of any of these nations, they ain't thought about what they would want to do. Because they ain't got no suggestions. They just want to complain about what men are saying, but ain't got no suggestions of their own. Shalom.